Hello and welcome back to Pride of All Europe TV. Just doing a little review of the game yesterday against City. Not really sure where to start with this one. We knew it was going to be tough before going there, but you know, I've got to say I was confident. I thought we'd actually get a result. I really did. I know a lot of fans that I spoke to before the game was all pretty confident as well. I mean, we never bet against our own team, do we? But you've got to be realistic. When you're going down the Etihad, City are a very good side, but I thought we'd turned the corner. I thought they were there for the taking. They've not been playing very well, and for the first sort of 25 minutes, half hour, I was still thinking that we're going to nick this. Chris Smalling, it's a very strange one because it was too low. He was definitely right to see red. You know, the refs got that spot on, but the first booking was just out of the. You know, it was so amateur. You never put your foot up when a goalie is going to kick a ball. It's just the most ridiculous booking to receive. The second one, he dived in from about a million miles away. He was never going to win the ball, but you know, I can accept when a defender goes in. It's like you can't pull out of a challenge. Once you've committed, you've committed. If you're not going to get the ball, get the bloke. I've said it a million times in these videos before. If you don't get the ball, get the player. But the fact is, when you're already on a booking, you know, think about it. I saw one of the journalists tweet yesterday that apparently the powers that be at United think Smalling has got a better footballing brain than Phil Jones. The Tweedledee and Tweedledum, if you ask me. I don't think any of them have got any sort of footballing sense whatsoever. I think Smalling is a better player than Jones, but I'm not gonna dwell on them too much because there'll be another video coming up later this week where we look at Chris Smalling, Phil Jones, and Johnny Evans and their development and where they actually stand in the squad, because I've got to be honest, what I've seen of Blackett and McNair, I already think they're as good as them three defenders. I really do. But that's going to be in another video coming later in the week, so make sure you keep an eye out for that one. So yeah, Smalling seeing red changed the dynamic of the game. You know, once you're down to 10 men, it's going to be tough. You sort of think, can we sit here and hold out for a 0-0? The referee, I know he got a Smalling incident right, but there was plenty of things he got wrong yesterday, and not just in our favour, but for City as well. They could have had a couple of penalties. If we're perfectly honest, they should have had a couple of penalties. But maybe Joe Hart should have seen red. He got right in the ref's face. I don't know why. You know, it looks as though the ref bottled it from sending him off. I mean, when you go head to head and you touch head to head, if players do it, they get in trouble. So why, when a player does it to a ref, nothing happens? I mean, in real time, everyone talks about real time. Joe Hart came running out, maybe he couldn't stop, but still, he was very aggressive. He got in the ref's face, and the ref absolutely melted, didn't do anything about it. I can't work out the logic there. Another one was Zabaleta, the City fullback. He made the same challenge that Smalling did, which when Smalling got his second yellow, Zabaleta made the same challenge and didn't get a booking. Now, I'm not saying these incidents would have, you know, worked in our favour. We would have got anything from the game. We probably wouldn't. But where's the consistency? You know. In terms of performances, I thought when Carrick come on, he actually reminded us of what we missed. I know he was playing in a different position, but he's a very, very good player. He's so calm. He reads the game well. I thought McNair came on and done well. It's quite easy to say that a defender's going to do well because when the ball is constantly being, launched at you, thrown at you, you know, you've got loads to do. It keeps you active. So yeah, McNair looked good. I didn't think Rooney was great. There was a few good touches, but again, this is the thing about Rooney. What prevents him being a world-class player is he got one golden opportunity with 10 minutes to go. He could have nicked a point for us, and he didn't know what to do. He tried to cut back onto his right foot, and he fluffed it. And obviously, Van Persie missed the rebound. Then Hart pulled off a save from Di Maria. You know, you've got to think if that was Cristiano Ronaldo, that would have been bang goal. And that is what, you know, that's the difference between class and world class. But for his first game back, there was a few good touches, but he didn't dictate the play, he didn't dominate anything, so you know, not bad. Sadly, Van Persie was anonymous yet again. Last week we after the Chelsea game we said, you know, maybe he's back, maybe it's Van Persie from 2012. He looked up for it against Chelsea, but yesterday he was just completely controlled by the City defence. I didn't think he'd done anything at all, and he was hooked with 10 minutes to go. And Wilson come on, you know, he ran around a bit. He's quite dangerous. You don't know what you're going to get from Wilson. Well, a lot of defenders don't, because I don't know him as well as I know Van Persie's game. But you know, again, I think Van Persie didn't turn up, so I'm not sure if there's a long-term issue that needs to be addressed here. You'd like to think that if Falcao gets fit soon, he will be given a run in the side. The next 4 games we've got Palace at home, Arsenal away, then Hull and Stoke at home. I think we're going to get 12 points from all of them. I honestly do. Although Rojo's injured, not really sure what happened there. Dislocated his shoulder. Looked like he just went sliding. Honestly, I've watched it over and over, and I can't work out when it actually happened, at what point it happened. But with no defence, for a little while, it could be problematic. But there's obviously an international break during these fixtures as well. But I do think 12 points from Palace, Arsenal, Hull and Stoke will happen. I don't think I don't think they offer too much going forwards. Them sides. I know Arsenal have got Alexis Sanchez, and he's in good form, but they're not a great team, and the other 3 are all beatable at Old Trafford. So 12 points is my prediction for the next 4 games. It's a must because we are so far off the pace now. It's becoming a joke. The only sort of shining light is all the teams around us are not playing very well either. Worst start in the last sort of 20 years or whatever it is, 25 years. Yet we are only 4 points off 4th. And if you're going to be perfectly honest, that's the aim for the season, finishing that top 4 position. I'm still confident we'll finish 3rd. Maybe my views were a bit blinkered on yesterday's game, but our worst start in however many years, losing 1-0 in the local derby, but I still feel very optimistic about the season. I don't know if it's because of the way we're playing, I'm not sure, but if you compare yesterday's game against City to a year ago when we got absolutely abolished, we got spanked by them. It was just, words can't even describe it. It was demoralising. It was demolishing. It was embarrassing. Yesterday, you can hold your head up and say, 10 men, we could have nicked a point as well. We had them on the ropes at the end. But yeah, let me know your views. I'm not in the greatest of mood about it, but I still feel like we'll get something from this season. Give me a shout on Twitter. It's at Nathan W. That's NATHONW. Continue to watch Pride of All Europe TV and look out for the video on our rubbish centre half later this week. Cheers. See ya.